Alright. After our victory over the forces of evil, I guess we're gonna say goodbye to Saber. I assume. Unless, I mean, an option would be to wish on the Holy Grail to keep Saber around, but is that what she wants? You know, to give her a second life? Well, I guess we'll find out. I wait with an empty mind, looking up at the void. And she appears. She walks straight towards me, her figure unchanged since the first time I saw her. She stops close enough that I could reach out to her. There are no words to confirm her safety or to congratulate her of the victory. This was something that was already decided. So there's only one thing left to do. So saying, she starts to walk. The strong winds do not affect her as she approaches it by step. She must be in range. She quietly readies her sword and looks at the black void. I stare at her back. I clench my fists hard, bite my lip, stifle the words about to come out of my mouth, and engrave her figure into my memory. And then... Master, with her back to me, she tells me to use my last command spell. Saber will disappear once the Holy Grail is destroyed. No. As she will destroy the Holy Grail, she will never again become a servant. Saber became a servant because she sought the Holy Grail. Destroying the Holy Grail out of her own will means destroying her contract as well. If she destroys the Holy Grail, she will end her life as the king. Saber's voice. Every time I hear it, I want to scream. To tell her not to go. I want to scream for her to stay here. But that's something I should not do, even for the sake of my life. I love Saber. I want her to be happier than anyone else, and I want to be with her forever. But if I truly love her, that's wrong. I loved Saber as she continued to fight, even after getting hurt. She was a girl who discarded everything, was filled with injuries, yet still protected all the way through. If I consider that beautiful, and want to protect it, I cannot destroy her life just for my own selfishness. She was born as a king, and lived as a king. That will not change no matter what. From the times she swore to carry the sword, the girl became a king, and nothing else. That is her pride. She ran through battles so that in her final moments, she will be able to believe her path was the right one. The dreams of the girl Artoria, the mind that chose to be the king over her own life, to fight. Even after she learned it would be unrewarded, she still clasped that sword and defended the oath of the king. For many years, I cannot do anything to dishonor the pride that she has held until the time of her death.
Saber, その責務を果たしてくれ.
I say so with a flood of emotions. An overflowing light. The void in the sky is cut in half by the light and disappears without a trace. There's nothing left. The destroyed mountain is now a flat field. Dawn is in the distance. The horizon is shining in gleaming gold. My left hand hurts. My last command spell disappears. That makes me accept that the curtains have been drawn.
これで終わったのですね。
あ、これで終わりだ。もう何も残ってない。
そうですか。では私たちの契約もここまでですね。あなたの剣となり、敵を撃ち、近江を守った。この約束を果たせてよかった。
そうだな。セイバーはよくやってくれた。
Nothing more needs to be said. Saber is far away, and I do not run to her. The morning sun rises. The halted wind begins again. A goal that seems to last forever. In it,
最後に一つだけ伝えないと。
she says in a voice filled with determination.
ああ。どんな。
I reply like always, with my best bluff. Saber's body wavers. She's facing me. She looks straight at me, and in a voice without regret.
シロ、あなたを愛している。
Says those words. Wind blows. I close my blinded eyes and open them again. Ah, I don't think there's any surprise. I kind of saw this coming. That our parting would be like this. An open field fills my eyes. As the wind blew, the night disappeared. Just as she appeared, leaving no trace.
ああ。本当にお前らしい。
There are no regrets in my voice. I squint at the rising sun, keeping everything I lost close to my heart. I stare at the horizon, wishing never to forget and for it to never fade away. A distant land, glowing in sunlight, resembling the golden fields she ran through. Time for the epilogue, I guess. Alright. We survived the Holy Grail War. We won. But did we really? Did we really win? I hear a sound. I hear the sound of the old, heavy, rusted door of the shed open. Light comes into the dark shed. I start to wake up.
先輩、起きてますか?
Oh, hey, Sakura. By the way, your brother's dead. I don't know if you knew this. You kind of indirectly killed him, you know, so like... I mean, I didn't kill him, you know, myself, but like, I kind of... You know... Anyway. I don't even need to check who's here. Oh. So it's time already. Taking a breath, I open my eyes.
おはようございます、先輩。そろそろ時間ですよ。
そうみたいだ。おはよう、さくら。起こしに来てくれてサンキューな。
Well, back to our old life of waking up in the shed and making breakfast and going to school and...
いえ、お礼を言われることじゃありません。先輩ならきちんと起きてくれるって分かってましたから、私は余計なことをしただけなんです。
そっか。けど、ならなんでわざわざ起こしに来てくれたんだ？
わざわざじゃありません。今朝は先輩を起こしたくなって、いつもより30分も早起きしたんです。今日は特別な日ですから。
あ。
That reminds me. That's right. Today is a special day.
さくら、聞くまでもないと思うんだが、藤音はまだ来てないよな。
はい、内村先生はまだ。あ、でもイリアちゃんは先に来てます。
Oh, Ilya's staying at our house, I guess. As I thought, Ilya being the only one here means one thing.
まずい。さくら、すまないんだけど、朝食の支度を頼む。俺、ひとっ走りして藤音を叩き起こしてくる。
Or, well, I'm imagining, I don't think Ilya is living with us. I don't think, I know. I mean, well, we don't know, actually. I'm wondering, maybe she just visits every once in a while, or maybe she does live with us, I don't know.
はい、ご苦労様です先輩。
I wonder what the Einsburn family thinks about that. I mean, weren't they? It seems like they were pretty, like, cruel, right? Sending a little girl to win this Holy Grail war. I assume she just never went back to that family, so... Where can she stay? She can stay in a castle, maybe? Or either castle or here at the Emir residence. Well, fortunately, I worked late last night as well, so I'm still in my work clothes. It's good I can go outside without having to change.
10分で戻るから、あとはよろしく頼む。
はい、任せちゃってください。あれ、シロ起きてる。
Yeah, here you are, Ilya.
なあ、今起きた。ちょっと藤音を起こしてくるから、さくらの手伝いをしてやってくれ。
Patting Ilya on her shoulder, I head to the front entrance.
やられた。もう、シロは私が起こしに行くって言ったでしょ。さくら
Oh, was it a competition? Ilya runs to the shed screaming. Such a scene isn't that unusual now. Ilya says she wouldn't go back to her country, so I consulted Fujine to see if I could keep her at my place. Oh yeah, yeah. Well, she is living here as well. Fujine really objected, said her house was better, and ended up taking Ilya in. Since then, still staying at the Fujimura house, Ilya comes attacking with Fujine at morning and at night. Or, actually, no, actually, I guess I read it incorrectly. It said her house was better, ended up taking Ilya in. Oh, okay, so yeah. She lives as Fujimura. That's what it is. So Ilya isn't living with us, she's living with Fujimura-sensei. And I guess, yeah, Fujimura has her own house, even though she visits this, like, she always comes over for food all the time. So I kind of forget that sometimes she doesn't live here, she has her own house. Needless to say, their target is breakfast and dinner. It's been 2 months since they started living together, and they seem to be in union now. When I walk past the shed area, I hear voices over the wall. It's Sakura and Ilya talking. I thought Ilya would not get along with Sakura, since Ilya has that really unreserved personality, but I was wrong. The two, consisting of the energetic Ilya and that quiet Sakura, are getting along well, even though they're rather noisy. In fact, Sakura is regaining her spirit because of Ilya. Also, her brother doesn't beat her anymore. That's good. Sakura stopped smiling when her brother Mato Shinji disappeared and was considered missing. He must have vaguely understood the connection with the mass coma incident at the school. Yeah, like how do you explain like the fact that Shinji is gone? I mean, I guess you could say like he's one of the victims, you know, of the incident at the school or something. I don't know. She was worried about the missing Shinji and moped for a long time. It was Ilya who forcibly made Sakura get over it, and Sakura regains her cheerfulness when Ilya is around.
さくら、笑えるようになったよな。
I really wonder, was Sakura actually like sad that Shinji was gone, or was she just like paranoid, you know? Because now that I think about it, I think the reason Sakura is happy now is because I think she was told that Shinji was missing, but like if he's only missing, he could always come back, right? And that would like worry Sakura, right? She would be like paranoid. When would he come back? When would he like continue his abuse? But I think Ilya came up to Sakura, and I don't think Shiro knew this, but I think Ilya let out that Shinji was killed, you know? And that's why Sakura is happy now. That's my theory. But anyway. I'm purely happy for that, because that soft smile certainly suits her.
ひどいよ、イリアちゃん。何があっても起こしてって臨時ボーナスまであげたのに。
Fujine scoffs down breakfast while crying.
当然よ。タイガーを待ってたら私まで遅れるし、給金分は義理を果たしたわ。あれ以上の働きを要求するなら、臨時じゃなくて基本給をアップさせることね。
What was Ilya being paid for?
私だけじゃなくおじいさまからももらってるくせに、どうしてこの子は主戦度なのかしら。若い頃からお金にうるさいと周りの子に嫌われちゃうぞ。
嫌われて結構よ。好きな人以外なら何を思われても関係ないもの。それよりタイガー、貸したお金ちゃんと返してよね。給料日5日前だったんでしょ。
A little funny dynamic between Tiger and Ilya. And I guess that explains the Tiger Dojo. Well, not entirely, but I guess that's how Ilya and Tiger meet, I guess.
なんでそんなこと知ってるのよ、あなた。
The comedic duel.
タイガに聞いたわ。お望みなら明細まで話してあげてよ。
Raiga? There's Tiger and there's Raiga? Ilya smiles daringly. In contrast to Sakura, Ilya and Fujine do not get along well. And to add, Ilya gets really mean when she faces Fujine. That smile right now is like that certain someone. A smug person?
返済は明日までね。できなかったらタイガのお小遣いから引いていくから。
おじいさま、そんなことまであなたに話したの？
ええ、お昼はずっと一緒だもん。ライガね、タイガより可愛いって褒めてくれたわ。
Oh, Raiga, I think, yeah, Raiga is the grandfather.
どうしてくれるのよ、シロ。この子とんだ悪魔っ子じゃない。このままじゃ藤村組が乗っ取られるわ。
Actually, more than that. You were still getting allowances at that age?
いってらっしゃい、シロ。今日は早いんでしょ？なら、ここで待ってるから、すぐに帰ってきてね。
努力する。留守番よろしくな、イリア。
いっそのこと、ここの子になっちゃえ、バカ。
Fujine sulks while hiding behind my back.
はいはい。タイガも気を引き締めなさいよね。外でシロに迷惑かけちゃダメなんだから。
Ilya easily turns aside her remark. The power relationship must already be at a position where Fujine can't push it back by force.
じゃあ先に行ってるけど、のんびり歩いて遅刻しちゃダメよ、シロ。
Leaving the sound of exhaust, Fujine disappears like a bullet. Oh, does she? Well, I was wondering, was that a motorcycle? I don't think so. A motorcycle would be a lot louder. So it's like maybe like a moped or something? Fujine got her license a month ago. Since then, her tardiness decreased considerably, but she has received the nickname of Rocket Tiger, Rocket Diver, that only she does not know about. I stretch out and take a deep breath. Sakura has gone to school already. Seeing how she was eating a large bowl of rice today, it seems she is in real high spirits. Today is the big day for the archery club. Sakura must be enthusiastic to work hard as the co-captain of the archery club. Oh, co-captain. Wasn't that like Shinji? Wasn't he the co-captain? I guess she took his place. Let's go to school. Today is April 7th. Okay, April 7th. How long was that? From the Holy Grail? I don't remember, actually. Let's find out, yeah. But, like... I wonder, well, does it give the calendar date? Well, actually, it doesn't. It says 15th day. Yeah, I don't think it gives the actual date within the universe, anyway. I think it gives the, like, well, it gives the date for, like, the real world. But not the date for the in-universe. But if I remember correctly, the Holy Grail War started around, I think, the end of January, right? And it continued into February. Like, around... I can guess just like the 15th of February or something? Or the 14th or 15th or 16th or something of February. All the way until April. So it's been... let's see... I'm bad at remembering my months order, but I think it's been 2 months? Right? Around 2 months. So it's been 2 months after the Holy Grail War. Amazing. There's the school entrance ceremony, and the season is past the cold winter and is already into spring. Yay, cherry blossoms! It's been 2 months since then. Okay, well, yeah. I guess I didn't have to do that calculation in my head. They just tell us. It's been 2 months. It feels like a lot has changed since she has gone away, but I think the changes are trivial. Winter ended and spring came. That's all that's changed. I feel like I've grown up a bit, but it's not like that caused me to be any different. So, not much has changed. Amiyashiro is clumsily running after Kiritsugu as usual.
おはよう、エミヤくん。朝から顔を合わせるなんて奇遇ね。
おっす。今日もいい天気だな、登坂。
I raise my hand and greet her.
けど奇遇か？ここ最近よくニアミスするだろう。
I guess if there's one thing changed, that is that Ilya is coming over all the time and we're friends with Rin, you know? We weren't friends with Rin before.
いや、そりゃ今までこう頻繁に出くわすことはなかったけど。
出くわすって、あなたね。
Tosaka glares at me as if unhappy about something. I don't think it's good to send an aura of enmity first thing in the morning.
登坂、もしかして登校時間変えたのか？前はもうちょっと遅かっただろう。早すぎず遅すぎずって時間だった。
そんなことないわよ。今まで顔を合わせなかったのは偶然でしょ?
Or maybe you like hanging out with us because we're your only friend, or rather, well, she's not, or like she probably has tons of friends at school. She's like popular and stuff, right? But it's more so we're her only Magus friend, right? But now that I think about it, I mean, Ilya knows about the Magi world, so because she could be friends with Ilya. But well, I guess Ilya's too young, right? She's not going to the same school, so we're her only school friend that knows about the magic world, I guess, and that's why, you know.
知ってる？エミヤ君と私の家、きっかり正反対の位置にあるの。だから普通に起きて普通に坂を降りれば、ここで顔を合わせるのは当然ってわけ。へ
え、それは初耳だ。そっか、それなら確かに。
Wait, hold on. That's only if we do the same things around the same time. For Tosaka to come to this intersection at this time, you would have to get up at 6, and she's not a morning person. But that's...
トサカ、お前、眠くない？
I ask her directly.
何よその言い分。私は眠くもないし、無理もしてないわ。
It's not like I want to hang out with you, Baka.
なんだってそんなこと聞くわけ？あなた。
In a platonic friendship?
いや、お前朝弱かったから。寝不足で学校に行くと化けの皮が剥がれるぞ。授業中に居眠りなんかしたら大変だ。下手に起こそうものなら寝起きの悪魔みたいな顔した遠坂が暴れるんだからな。
Like, I will kill all that disturbs my sleep, kind of thing.
そんなことしないわよ。たかだか30分の早起きで深くなんて取るものですか。
ほら早起きしてるじゃないか、やっぱり。
もう人の起床時間なんてどうでもいいでしょ。つまんない詮索をしてる暇があるならさっさと学校に行きなさい。
Tosaka gets angry while looking away. Her excuse is plausible, so I stop my greeting here and we resume our way to school. We go up the hill. The streets and houses below me have all changed to show the coming of spring. The wind is comfortable, and the cherry blossom flowers flutter down occasionally from the school on top of the hill. Everything that can be seen and felt is pleasant.
何？今週はほとんどバイトなの？まあ、エミヤ君の時間だから文句はないけど、そんなんで体壊さない？
ね？いや、今日ぐらいは休みをもらったよ。弓道部で新入部員の歓迎会をやるっていうから、イリアを連れて遊びに行こうかなと。
なんかさりげにすごい度胸してるわよね、あなたって。平気な顔してイリアを学校に連れて行くあたり大物だわ。
I mean, is it that big of a deal? But I guess bringing a little kid that you're not really, like, related to is kind of weird, but...
なんかまずいか？イリアだって暇つぶしになるって喜ぶと思うんだが。
まずいわよ。まずいけど、そういうことなら私もお邪魔しようかな。イリアがいるなら退屈しないし、何より危なっかしくって放っておけない。
I'm thankful that she says that. It's Tosaka, not Sakura or me, that understands Ilya the most. There's the fact that she periodically takes care of Ilya, but more importantly, Ilya and Tosaka are natural-born magi. I think Tosaka will be a good teacher for Ilya, as she doesn't quite realize what it's like to live as a magus while hiding that fact. Yeah, I guess, yeah, it's dangerous because, like, Ilya is young and doesn't really understand, you know, that she shouldn't just, like, give away the fact that she can use magic and stuff. It's a bad idea. Thus, things are still settling into the way they should be. Peaceful days. The damage from the Holy Grail War is almost completely restored by the new priest dispatched by the church. Oh, it's a new priest. Hopefully not as evil as the last one. That would be great. Well, and our everyday life has returned without problems. There are certainly things that were lost and will not return. But the wounds have slowly healed, and I should be happy about the regrets fading away. Yeah, I guess, again, people still died in that Holy Grail War. I guess one victim is Shinji, though I don't miss him. I guess the Master of Caster, right, is dead too, so that's not great. Whatever happened to the Master of Assassin? I don't know if he probably died, or he or she probably died as well. We never knew about them. Lancer's Master, the original Master of Lancer, also dead. What else? Well, I can look at the here. So, Shiro alive. Well, Saber's gone. He's dead. Kotomini, I guess. Well, Kotomini is dead, but like, he's the bad guy, so we don't care about him. Tosaka is still alive, so that's one good thing. Shinji's dead. Master of Caster probably dead. Master of Assassin probably dead. Iliasville alive. So I mean, 3 people survived in the Holy Grail War, so that's good, I guess. I wonder, did anyone else die? I mean, other than the servants, but I guess servants don't really die. They just disappear from the world because they aren't supposed to be here in the world. Trying to think, any innocents died? There was that coma incident, I guess, from Ryder's boundary field, but I guess, you know, some people were harmed, but at least they're not dead. But yeah, and also Caster's victims as well. But again, they're not dead, I don't think. So that's good.
けど、意外だったな。
And then, yeah, what's unexpected, Rin? Tosaka murmurs in a serious tone while looking down at the town below her.
意外だったって何が？
私、シロはもっと落ち込むと思ってた。しばらくは立ち直れないだろうなって思ってたのよ。
Yeah, about Saber. This is about the girl that isn't here anymore. It's been 2 months since then. It's about the golden-haired girl that we talk about for the first time since then.
そうだな。俺もそうなるだろうって思ってた。その後のことなんて考えるだけでどうかしそうだった。
けど、蓋を開けてみれば、シロったら今まで通りだったでしょ？落ち込むどころの話じゃなくて、次の日にはもうケロリとしてた。その時にね、こいつ大丈夫かなとも思ったのよ。うまく言えないんだけど、次の日にはあっさり事故で死んじゃうような雰囲気だった。
That would be anticlimactic. It's like, we saved the world. Well, we saved at least Japan anyway, I guess, or Fuyuki City at the very least. But then he just gets in an accident. That would be unfortunate.
なんだそりゃ。なんで平気なのにあっさり死ぬんだよ。
Well, you never know, Miyashiro. Human beings are quite fragile. Especially, yeah, because Shiro doesn't have that sheath anymore. Oh, well, I mean, I'm trying to think. Technically, he can always project it, right? He can always just bring back the sheath whenever he wants. He's still a magus, so he probably has a better survival rate than the average human being, I guess.
そういうこともあるの。人間ってのはね、何かの手違いで一生涯の目標を叶えちゃうと、それでぽっくりいくものなのよ。
Oh, that's quite superstitious. Tosaka-ren.
もう生きるのはいいやと思った途端、赤信号なのに車が突っ込んできたり、あっさりと階段から落ちたりするんだから。
Don't jinx it. Okay, Tosaka's metaphor is difficult to understand. You might want to say something about peaceful death or going to heaven or something.
だから私はそれが心配だった。ああいう時はね、
いっそ派手に落ち込んでくれた方が周りは安心するものなの。
なんだ。じゃあ、落ち込んでたら慰めてくれたのか遠坂。
まさか。背中に蹴り入れて一日で立ち直らせてやったわよ。それができなくて残念だって話。
What a great friend. Sincerely. She looks away in displeasure. Her gesture looks so funny that I laugh.
何よ、おかしい？
いや、とにかく遠坂らしい厳しいセリフだったんで安心した。
We both walk on, looking up at the spring sunlight. The hill is long, and it looks as if it'll continue on into the endless blue sky. And as if saying something trifling,
じゃあもう未練はないんだ。セイバーがいなくなってもさ。
Tosaka murmurs while looking up at the sky.
ああ、未練なんてきっとない。
It's not a bluff, and I say so with a calm state that even surprises me. There is no regret, and I don't have anything I forgot to tell her. That parting contained everything. What I wanted to do, what she dreamed of. It was a competition of our determination, and maybe I should have taken her hand and granted her dream. But there was something we both felt was beautiful, and we desperately protected it until the very end. There's nothing to feel regret about, as she has properly ended her time. I cannot remain in this reminiscence forever.
ふん、シローの中では決着をつけたってことね。だから落ち込むこともなく、思い出に浸ることもないってわけ。
なあ、けど今も夢に見る。これから先もずっとあいつのことを思い出すよ。いつか記憶が薄れて、あいつの声もあいつの仕草も忘れていく。
Yeah, that's pretty sad, you know. Even if someone that was special to you, if it's been a very long time, you eventually forget certain things about them.
それでもこんなことがあったと、セイバーっていうやつが好きだったってことだけはずっと覚えてる。
Tosaka doesn't say anything, but for some reason, she looks happy and starts to walk as if she's skipping.
どうしたんだよ、遠坂。そんなに急いで。なんかあったのか？
別に、ただ早く学校に着きたいなって。さ、そういうわけだからシローも急ぐ。のんびりしてると置いてくわよ。
Turning around, Tosaka starts running up the hill.
なんだあいつ。朝弱いくせに無理して。
Because she's worried about you and wants to make sure you're fine because she's a good person and cares about you. That's why. Grumbling, I throw the bag over my shoulder and start to run. Also, she's probably happy because she knows that Shiro is okay now. He's alright. That's why she's happy. She's happy for you. And now that cheesy stuff. Meh. Friendship. Ah. It's still 7:30. It's too early a time for a student not involved in any club activities, but I guess there's nothing wrong with being early. Running up the road that seems to go up into the sky, I reach the school earlier than usual. Today is the day the new year starts. If I am to celebrate it, I have to shake off my old memories and hurry up. Traces will never go away, even if I almost cry from the vacancy hitting my heart. Blue sky is in the distance. It feels so close. Yet I cannot grab it, even if I reach out with my hands. I look up at the stars before, the stars that I cannot reach, and the wishes that will not be granted. There's nothing we have been able to leave behind for each other. Therefore, traces and memories will disappear someday. But still, even if it will not reach her, there should be something that will remain in our hearts. There's nothing that remains in our hands, but we lived the same time and looked up at the same things. If I can remember that, I can remember, or I can believe that we can be together, even if we are far apart. I can assent that, as there are things that will go away, but there are also things that will not go away. That is why I will keep running for now. If I aimed for the distance, there should come a day when I will be able to reach out to what I have been aiming for. Winter is past, and it is spring, and the season of new beginnings. Under the blue sky that she has also seen, I keep running up the hill. Smaller text. Is this... Well, the battle has ended. Her last battleground, the battle that was fought between the split halves of her country, ended with the king's victory. The night is running. The battle has ended. The bloody red sky has already set, and the darkness of the night is already ruling over the battlefield. The hill, covered with corpses, is filled with curses, crying out to try to take the survivors with them. Through it all, the knight runs panting. A rein is in the knight's hand, and the wounded white horse earnestly follows him. The only survivors are this knight and this horse, and this one king that is lying on the white horse's back. He must be wounded himself, but the knight runs through the battlefield with all his energy. The king he is serving is on the verge of death. The king has defeated the enemy's king in personal combat, but the king received a fatal wound as well. The wound is fatal even in the knight's eyes. The king that they have served will soon reach death. He desperately calls out, or possibly the knight might have really believed it, that their king is immortal, that as long as the guidance of the holy sword is there, the king would never die. He breathes hard, passes over mountains of corpses, and heads for the forest that is not covered in blood. He knew of the king's immortality. Therefore, he believes that the king's wound will heal if he escapes this cursed battlefield and makes it to a pure place. No, he could only believe so. He believed his own king, unlike the other knights. The king was isolated in the court, alienated by the knights, and was feared by the people. But the king did not show emotion even in such a situation, and always stayed as an ideal, and the knight felt pride in his young king. He did not serve his country. He had entrusted his sword, struggled to be of power, and made his way to be a personal guard of the king as a young man because it was this king. The masked king. The boy who tried to allow no personal feelings and to be fair. He might have hoped to be able to see the king's true face if he went near the king. He just wanted to see the king's true expressions, not the face he puts on during battle or in the castle, but the real smiling face of a human. It should appear in the court when he had been released from his duties. No matter how perfect the king is, he cannot strain his mind 24 hours a day. But that thinking proved wrong. The only thing he found out was the truth, contrary to his expectation. He has made it to the rank of Imperial Guard and was able to guard beside the king. He has guarded the king closer than any of the knights and kept watch on the king's behaviors. But still, it did not happen even once. His king never smiled. Since when did he feel anger toward it? The king has accomplished so many great deeds and has accrued much glory. But in fact, the king never showed a peaceful face. He cannot approve of that fact. He wanted to believe such a thing should not be allowed. That is why he wished for his king to be awarded the light. But he has yet to accomplish that. The king is still isolated. That is why the knight continuously did not approve of the king's death. He cannot end it here. He thinks that this great king is not rewarded enough for his actions.
Oh, 今はこちらにすぐに兵を呼んでまいります。
In the forest he reaches, the knight lays the king by a large tree. The situation is a race against time. It takes half a day no matter how much he hurries to go to the port where his own army is left. Anyone with eyes should be able to tell if the king's life will last till morning or not.
どうかそれまで辛抱。必ず兵を連れて戻ります。
So I mean, yeah, it's kind of obvious now, but this is Saber before her death. King Arthur. Artoria. He salutes the unconscious king and runs to his white horse. Bedivere. Yeah, if I remember the legend of King Arthur, when he died, it was Bedivere who took the sword to give it back to the lake, right? So, I guess this is Bedivere, the knight that last saw King Arthur before his moment of death. Before that, the king that should have been unconscious calls out his name.
意識が戻られましたか。
少し夢を見ていた。
Dream, eh? Did it involve holy grails? A faint voice, but that voice seems warm to the knight.
夢ですか。
He calls out as if to search. The king's consciousness is not certain. He shall go back into the darkness unless he replies so.
そうだ。あまり見たことがないのでな。貴重な体験をした。
それは。では、どうぞお気遣いなくお休みください。私はその間に兵を呼んでまいります。
A gasping sound. It sounds as if what the knight said was unexpected.
おう。何かご無礼な点でも。
いや、そなたの言い分に驚いた。夢とは目を覚ました後でも見れるものなのか。違う夢ではなく、目をつむればまた同じものが現れると。
Now it's the knight's turn to be surprised. He stutters, but replies even though he knows it. Yeah, he knows it is a lie.
はい。強く思えば同じ夢を見続けることもできるでしょう。私にも経験があります。
Such a thing is not possible. What happens only once and not continuously is what people call a dream. But the knight lies in spite of that. Can you, I mean, well, probably this dream is not the dream where, like, not the type of dreams we're thinking about, but like, I mean, you'd probably have the same dream again, you know, when you sleep and wake up. But anyway, I don't think that's. I think this is like a supernatural type of dream, right? I assume it's more than just like sleeping and having a dream at night. Anyway, he apologizes that this will be the first and the last dishonesty he will perform toward the king.
そうか。そなたは博識だな。ベリビエール。
The king murmurs as if impressed. His face is still looking down, and he does not even look up at the knight. The king breathes so softly that it can be barely heard, and quietly,
ベリビエール。我が名犬を持て。
the king gives his last order in a faint voice.
よいか。この森を抜け、あの血塗られた丘を越えるのだ。その先には深い湖がある。そこに我が剣を投げ入れよ。
おう、それは。
The knight knows what that means. The sword of the lake. Let go of the sword that was proof of the king, and what protected the king means the end of the king he has served.
行くのだ。ことを成し得たのならばここに戻り、そなたが見たことを伝えてほしい。
The king does not take back his order. The knight takes the holy sword and goes over the hill with his indecision still in mind. And the knight hesitates, returning the sword for 3 times. The lake was certainly there, but he just could not throw the sword in it. If he throws the sword in, his king will disappear. The knight is unable to throw away the sword from his unwillingness to part with the king, and the knight turns around and returns to the king. The king repeats to the knight. As the knight lies to the king that he has thrown away the sword, the king only replies to follow his command. To disobey the king's command is a great sin for a knight. But still, he disobeyed the king's order twice. He was reluctant for the king's life when he faced the lake. But that comes to an end. As the knight figures out he cannot change the king's decision, he throws the sword in the lake on his 3rd visit. The holy sword returns to the lake. A white hand, appearing from the water, receives the sword, and after going through the sky 3 times, the holy sword vanishes from this world. And the knight finally accepts it. The king's end. That the duty was too long, or that was too long, has finally ended. After crossing the hill 3 times, the forest is covered in morning sunlight. The battlefield is afar, in the pure light mist that does not show any trace of a bloody battle.
湖に剣を投げ入れてまいりました。剣は湖の夫人の手に。確かに。
The king opens his eyes at the knight's words.
そうか。ならば胸を張るがよい。そなたはそなたの王の命を守ったのだ。
The knight nods silently to the voice facing death. Everything has ended. Chaos in this country would still continue. The battle will not end, and the day of ruin will come around soon. But the battle of the king has ended. She has fulfilled her duty until the very last moment. The light disappears. Finishing her task, as her last strength disappeared from her body.
すまないなベリビエール。今度の眠りは少し長く。
As if going to sleep slowly, she gradually closes her eyes. The morning sunlight fills the area. The forest stands there quietly, and his king goes into a long sleep. The night keeps watching over her figure. The king that he wished for. A lonely king that was seen off by just one night. But her face is what he wished for. A peaceful sleep. In her last moments, the king has obtained peace that she has never been able to obtain. He was just happy about that fact. The knight thanks to someone who has given her peace and proudly watches over his king. The heaven is far, and the clearing sky is blue. The battle is truly ended.
見ているのですか、朝を。
His murmur rides through the wind. As if sinking into the endless blue, the king that went into sleep
夢の続きを。
sees a distant, distant dream. The battle is over. Let's put our swords down and rest in momentary peace. After dozing in a warm dream, a new day will dawn. The days continue on, and we're still following the same star we once saw. Dozing? I say dozing or do? I don't know. Anyway. Hey, it's the credits. Amazing. So that's the end? I mean, I guess it's pretty sad when you think about it. You know? Because Saber returns to her original timeline, and he doesn't get that second life, even though, yeah, that's not what she wanted, right? She never really wanted a second life, so Shiro and Artoria don't really end up in the end, right? It's kinda bittersweet when you think about it. But, well, that's the end of the Fate route, I believe. Unless there's a different ending. I don't know if this is a different ending. I don't know. I didn't see any other decisions I could make that would affect it. Wow. But yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say in the credits. That was cool. Fate route. It's interesting for me anyway. Again, I mentioned this before, but like going through the Fate route is cool for me because it's never really been adapted to an anime or manga properly. You know, there was this Studio Dean Fate Stay Night that they tried to put all the routes in one, but like it's confusing and it's like kind of a mess, so people don't recommend it. So I think I even tried watching it once, right? Like the first episode, and I couldn't get into it, to be honest. And that was my first exposure to Fate Stay Night, actually. And it left me with a bad impression, so I never really got into it. But years after, when I got into Fate Zero and Fate Unlimited Blade Works and the Fate Grand Order, a little bit of Fate Apocrypha. I didn't really watch much of it though, but I love Astolfo. But yeah. Also, there was that parody anime, I think, of Carnival Phantasm. Got into Fate Stay Night a little. So going through the Fate route of the visual novel is a cool experience for me. Get to learn more about the world and stuff. And learn about the characters that I didn't really get to be developed in the other routes, actually. You know, in the anime and stuff. Oh, cool. It's like a different title screen. Awesome. English? True end. Oh, that's a true end. Interesting. Does that mean, wait, are there other ends? Or Okay, so, I was wondering, is this 15 another route, or is this the same route? Okay, I might have to do some research, actually, because I don't know if there are other ends, or... But if that was the true end, then, I mean, that's probably the best possible end you could get, right? I don't know. Let's check the gallery. Wait. Is there any CGs I'm missing? Oh, there's one, actually. Non-displayed picture. Well, looks like we got everything, all the CGs. Except this one, I don't know what this one is. This is from the very beginning, actually, so I don't know what I missed doing that. Gamer? I don't know what else to look for. Yeah. Favorite, it was a little bit like, it was a little slow at the beginning, but... You know? There was some new stuff, for me anyway, that, was interesting for me to learn near the, you know, the second half of the game. Or I keep saying game. It's a visual novel. Are visual novels games? I don't know. I guess the only gameplay element would be like the decision making and finding out different endings. Does this say anything different? I can't see. It's very small. I have a secret that I haven't told yet. I'm a magi. Years after my death of my foster father. Between magi called masters. Okay, so I think it's the same. Yeah, battle or event is happening. Anyway. Yeah, I think, yeah. I'm pretty sure, okay. I'm pretty sure. So, doing some research. I'm pretty sure that there's only one true end for the Fate route. At least, you know, in this Ryota newer version where all the routes are kind of self-contained, you know? They're, like, divided into 3 games, technically. So the first Fate route, there's only this end. The continuation of the dream. I don't know what these face down cards are, but they're kind of misleading, to be honest. But I guess they're the endings of the other routes. So yeah. So, I guess we just seen through everything, you know? There's one, well... Again, there's that, one CG that I don't know what this one is. We may never know, because I don't want to go back and just go through the game again just to find one CG. I don't think it's all that important, to be honest, because we finished everything else. So for the exception of this one singular, like, image that, I mean, if I do end up finding it, I guess I'll probably just make a little small tidbit, just add it on the YouTube video or something, you know? But at least during the stream, I'm just gonna say that this was pretty much it for Fate Stay Night, Ryota Noa, Fate. Right? And well, there are two more routes to explore, so this isn't the end of Fate Stay Night in general. But yeah, this is one ending. This is one, I guess, quote-unquote playthrough done. And thanks for watching. Until next time, when I play through the other routes, I'll see you then.